Hello friends, and welcome to Escaping the Mouse with your host, me, Breck Roll. Alright, today I got a new toy that I want to show you. This is something I picked up a few days ago and, well, let me show it to you. Alright, this is the Tascam DR40X mini digital recorder. Now, I had something like this a number of years ago. It's a great little digital recorder. It's like a little portable tape recorder, only everything's digital on this. And I bought the one I bought a few years ago for the point of recording like concerts and stuff like that. You take this into a concert, and it's got two little microphones on the top here which get really great audio, and it records at a really high resolution digital audio format so that you can get really decent results from recordings on this. And I've used it a bunch of times. I even loaned it to Jordan once before he started vlogging. He was actually thinking about doing some podcasting, and I loaned it to him to do that. Now that never really worked out, but somewhere along the line during the move I lost the recorder I had, and I've been meaning to get a new one for a while. But you know how things like that are. If you've misplaced something and you go and buy a new one, it's like the next day you'll find it. And so I've been putting off buying a new one of these for a while. But a couple weeks ago I was doing a vlog, and something happened with this particular camera that I'm using to shoot this, that if I had a better audio system, that I could have gotten much better audio. You may recall a few weeks ago I was doing a cooking vlog where I prepared my Aunt Sally's egg bake casserole. And if you remember the scene when I was cooking the bacon, right at the end of that scene there was a lightning strike that happened like 150 feet from where I live, and I saw the flash, and then like a quarter of a second later the thunderclap hit, and it was so loud and so stunning it actually startled me. I actually jumped when it happened, and a number of you who watched the vlog said even you jumped. And I was so excited that I got the audio on recording. I figured, oh, this is going to be great. And then when I got to the editing point of it, I was unhappy with the quality of the audio because the way the camera dealt with it. See, this camera I use is a really popular camera with vloggers because it's plug and play. It does everything for you, and it's capable of recording in a really wide variety of conditions. It can do well in high light, it can do well in medium light, it can do well in low light. If I'm talking loudly, it will adjust the gain so the audio is nice and clear. If it's something quiet, it'll kind of boost the gain so that you can still hear things. And if something really loud happens, like a thunderclap, it will gain down a lot. And as a result of that, it ended up really destroying the quality of the audio. Well, go back and listen to it. This is that clip right here. Whoa! That was a good one. That one was really close because I saw the flash and then like a quarter second later the blast hit. So that had to be a couple 100 feet away from here. That was amazing. I'm actually glad I got that on camera. I was just about to turn the camera off. You see what I mean? I know a lot of you said that you hit the ceiling when that scene came on, when the thunder hit, but it was nowhere near as good as it should have been, and it's because of the automatic gain control on this camera. And that was really the thing that pushed me to go and get a new digital recorder, because with this thing I can completely bypass all of the automatic gain control. I can set the levels myself and take responsibility for it myself. And with the equipment, with the hardware and software I have, I can actually combine digital audio from this device with the video I shoot on the camera and make it sync up and make it be really, really good. So, in this case, this thing, if I had this, it wouldn't have made any difference for that particular scene because I wouldn't have been using this thing to record the audio for my cooking show. But if I was ever out in the backyard just shooting a rainstorm, or maybe out on a trail or something like that, and I really wanted to get good quality audio of maybe the wildlife and the birds and the trees and stuff like that, this is the thing to do it. Because like I said, I can totally control the audio on this. I can set a very, very high sampling frequency and a very high bit rate, which will, even if even if my levels are way too low, I will have enough, control that I can boost up the level and get it to an acceptable level without bringing up the noise level in the process. And so what I want to do today is I want to play around a little bit with this thing, bring it outside, see if we can get some bird noises, and really show what this thing is capable of doing. One of the benefits that's going to come with this will be really nice if for those of you who are watching like on a stereo system where you have two speakers, because since this thing has two microphones, I will be able to record really high quality stereo audio, and it will sound really good. As opposed to the single mic that's on this camera that's just mono. Now, for those of you who watch on like cell phones or tablets or laptops or something, you may not get as much out of that. But for those of you who are watching on a TV with two speakers, you'll really hear the difference on this. And like I said, the ability to really take total control of the audio should increase the audio quality of the vlogs that I choose to use this with. So I wanted to, like I said, go out in the backyard and just experiment with a little bit of this, and let's see what we can get. Now this recorder has some really cool features that make it stand out above the one I had before. The one before was older technology, and it had about a 16 gigabyte card on it. Now 16 gigabytes is really, really good, but this one's newer technology, and this one has 128 gigabytes of storage on it, which means I could literally put this thing out in the backyard, start it recording before I go to work, let it run all day, and I wouldn't run out of room on this thing. Another really kind of cool feature is it's actually got an adapter on the back, so I can attach this to a tripod. So I don't even need to hold this thing in my hand. And in addition to having the built-in mics on the top, and I can swing them back and forth to get like a more centralized, for like more dictation kind of thing, or I can swing them out like this and get a really wide field stereo effect. It also will allow me, it's actually basically a 4-track recorder, so I could actually record music on this. It's got four distinct tracks that I can record onto it, and it's got mic jacks on the bottom of this thing. So if I decide I don't want to use these mics here and plug in my professional recording style mics into the bottom of this thing, I can. I can also go line level in, and it has all sorts of really cool features. So I'm looking forward to seeing what this thing can do. Now I've played with this thing just a little bit, and one of the first things I discovered is that these mics on the top, these condenser mics, are really, really sensitive to wind noise. So I've actually turned around and gone out and bought a windscreen that'll go over the top of this thing. But for now, I'm going to improvise something, and you're going to laugh at this. About a year and a half ago, when I bought my Canon camera that I use for my vlogging now, Jordan recommended I put a windscreen on that, and we went over to a hobby store and just bought some material, like felt material here. It looks like fur, and I built a little windscreen for my camera. Well, I had some of that left over, and I've improvised a windscreen. Kind of looks like Don King, doesn't it? But anyway, this is going to allow me to at least experiment with this thing and get an idea what it can do, and maybe see if we can eliminate some of the wind noise. So like I said, let's go outside and see what we can record. So that was clearly a first take. I got a little bit of work to do on it to kind of figure out how to balance it correctly. The audio you just heard was actually a combination of the stuff that came off the camera and the stuff with the digital recorder. The advantage of the digital recorder is it gave a lot more pop and a lot more impact from the thunderclaps, which normally would have been diminished severely by the camera. So like I said, I'm happy with the purchase. I got to experiment with a little bit more and get a little bit better. One of the problems I've really discovered is that the wind is really an issue, even with my makeshift windscreen. Now, I've ordered an official windscreen for this camera, and it should be here in a couple of days, so we'll play with it a little bit more. But I am happy with the results, and hopefully we'll get some really good audio in the future off of this thing, and you'll be able to tell really what the difference is. So I think that's all that I have for today. Thank you as always for watching, and I will see you next time on Escaping the Mouse. Good night.